Deepti Laurent is with me on the set to take a look through the papers. Hi, Deepti.
Hi, Jeannie.
Today in the UK, it could have been all about Brexit, but Prince Harry and Meghan Markle actually stole the show with their surprise announcement to step back from their royal duties.
That's right. We quit, Metro says on its front page. Prince Harry is actually not renouncing the royal title, but he and Meghan want to forge their own careers and become financially independent of the taxpayer. That's what they said. You mentioned Brexit. It is indeed a Megxit, you might say. It's something we're seeing across a lot of the papers today. On the New York Post there, with a very inspired picture of imagining what Meghan and Harry's common life might include, with Harry swilling beer and Meghan in hair rollers. I don't think their ordinary life will quite be like that, though.
Not quite. Now, what's fascinating in this story is apparently Buckingham Palace says it wasn't even aware of the decision.
And that's really being picked up by a lot of the tabloids, the British tabloids in particular. Media reports say that the royal family weren't consulted in the move. The Daily Mirror saying rather disapprovingly they didn't even tell the Queen. The Sun calls it a civil war, reporting that the Queen is sad and Prince Charles and William are furious over the decision, which, quote, breaks all protocol. If the couple is looking for some support, though, they can find it in the American papers. The Chicago Tribune, Jeannie, the editors there today actually have welcomed the couple's decision, even inviting them to come and live in Chicago because Meghan went to Northwestern University there. I quote, "The city has been short on royalty since Michael Jordan and Oprah Winfrey left town."
And yet, strangely, this story really isn't such a new one for the royal family.
Well, if you're a fan of The Crown, then you'll be very well versed in British history, and you'll know that in 1936, King Edward VIII abdicated the throne to live with his American divorcee wife. Harry and Meghan their story might seem like it's history repeating itself. Not quite, though, but there are definitely similarities, as this writer for the Sydney Morning Herald says. On Twitter, the reactions have been really, really divided as well, Jeannie. One user saying it's one thing to quit your family, but you should at least tell them beforehand. Rather a fair point, I guess, while others see it as the ultimate romantic gesture. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle saving each other from the constraints of royalty. I quite like this final tweet here. This user saying that Meghan has Yoko Ono'd the royal family. If you don't get the reference, you're too young.
All right, let's come back now to France, Deepti. It is the 36th straight day of that nationwide transport strike, and today a fourth nationwide protest is planned.
That's right, and it seems that even the papers in France fear sounding like a broken record, so Le Parisien has gone out and tried to find a new angle on this. The strikes is seen by foreigners, it says on its front page, and basically the verdict is that whether it's foreign tourists or foreign journalists, I quote, they admire our capacity to rebel against the system, even explaining, though, that this type of movement could never happen in their respective countries, but also foreigners generally see it as not being sure of what it could actually achieve. A poll in Le Figaro suggests that French people are starting to get a little fed up, though. 61% of people see the social movement as justified, but 57% now want it to end.
All right, something completely different, a strange science experiment.
That's right. Well, scientists know that octopus and squid don't have depth perception or 3D vision, but they wanted to find out if a close cousin of the cephalopod, the cuttlefish, might actually possess this trait. So they strapped on a pair of 3D glasses onto these fish and baited them with a video of a fake shrimp on a wall and basically observed their behavior. If they backed up, it meant that they were preparing to attack, and it turned out that they did back up, which proves for the scientists that cuttlefish actually do have 3D vision. They're the second species after praying mantis who have been proven to have this. If you're wondering how they got the glasses on, it was no easy feat. They actually had to glue a bit of Velcro onto the forehead of the fish and then strap the glasses on.
That is amazing. All right, let's wrap up with something a bit more down to earth. In France, the winter sales have finally begun.
That's right. And the Swedes, ever so conscious about the environment and clean living, have shamed us already for flying with their concept of köpskam. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that the wrong way. But now they've also got a concept to shame us for buying that's called köpskam. It basically translates to the shame of buying, the idea being to encourage people to stop mass purchasing, stop being materialistic, and generally take a step back and reevaluate the way we shop. I'm sure shops in Paris will be very, very happy if we all start following that.
Deepti, thanks for that. Deepti Laurent there with the press review. You can check it out again if you like on our website, the address france24.com.